Welcome to the From My Stand podcast with Matt Hinkle. Whether you are an avid hunter, a novice, or someone interested in the sport, Matt has a unique perspective to share. Sit back, relax, and kick your boots up as Matt shares what he's seeing from his stand.
Hi friends, thanks for joining us today. I'm your host, Matt Hinkle, and welcome to my front yard. It's a nice day out today, or at least it is for right now. So we've had a lot of rain lately, but I thought we might try to do this episode outside, but it's good to be with you. Thanks for joining us today. So today we're going to talk about essential gear in taking care of guns. Now, the theme of this season 2 in the From My Stand podcast is a year in the life of a hunter. And right now we're in mid to late May, and it's graduation season, turkey season's winding down. And, you know, hunting isn't necessarily at the top of everybody's mind, but as I always say, there's always something to be doing to get ready for next season. And one of the best things that you can be doing right now, this time of the year, is taking care of your equipment, particularly your guns. And so several people have asked me, so this is my basic box with all of my gun care stuff. And several have asked, you know, what I keep in it. This box has been featured in a couple of other episodes. This is not a gun cleaning episode. If you're looking for that, I'll link to an episode in the comments. We have a really good episode where I go into great detail about how to use all this stuff. But several people have asked, what do you keep in your box? What kind of stuff do you have? And so I thought today we might just open the box up, show you a little bit of what I use. Now, you know, I will say this. I'm not in the industry. I'm not sponsored. I'm not a professional hunter. I'm just kind of a normal guy with a family and a job. And, you know, so I may not have necessarily the Cadillac of everything, but this kind of stuff that I'm going to show you has served me well for years and years. And so I'll just kind of show you what I use. It works for me. And I promise you that if you're just getting into the sport, or even if you've been in the sport for a while, the stuff I'm going to show you isn't gonna take you in the wrong direction. This is stuff you can count on. I've counted on it for years, and I think you'll be pretty happy if you were to get exactly the same stuff that I've got. Well, first of all, I've got my little cleaning caddy. This thing is really nice. You can put your rifle, and normally I would not have a sling on this. And by the way, for safety's sake, let's just make sure that the gun is unloaded. It is. I've opened the action, and it's unloaded. But you would just you know, actually it would go like this. But you know, hold your rifle, and then it's got little compartments right here on each side to put your cleaning stuff. And then these little spaces right here are meant to hold your cleaning rods. And so you can take your cleaning rods and put those right there. So these little caddies are really nice. And so I've got one of these. And then this is my main box that I keep my stuff in. Now this is a Plano. Had this for a while. And if I recall when I bought it, I've had it for years and years, but it's made by Plano. And I think it was an electrician's box. These little clear parts on the top, I think, are meant to keep things like wire nuts and stuff. But I turned it into my main gun cleaning and gun toolbox. And so let me just show you how I've got it organized. And when I say organized, I use that word loosely. You're going to see that it is fairly organized, but it is also fairly unorganized. So maybe you'll do a better job with yours. First of all, on this side, I'll open this up. I've just got little attachments that I've gotten through the years for the end of your cleaning rod. As you can see, I've got a lot of these, I've always called them squeegees, but these little cleaning cloths, these are actually for shotguns. And then these are just for various, I've got several for various rifle calibers. Then I keep in here all of my brass wire brushes, or most of them. Again, I have some for various shotguns, 12 and 20 gauge. I think I even have a 410 gauge in there. And then various rifle calibers. I see one for 270. I see one for 243. And so you can just kind of see in there all my little brass wire brushes are in there. And then cleaning Jags, I've got 30 caliber. I've got 27, for like 270s. I think I even use this one for 7mm. And then I've even cut some plastic ones. Now, I probably got these in a pinch one time. That's a 40 caliber. I recommend brass on all your stuff, but I probably just got in a pinch one day and had to get these. So on this side, this little clear box is just all sorts of things that you'd put on the end of your cleaning rod. I even have some adapters, because let's go ahead and talk about cleaning rods. So I have two main cleaning rods. This is a Dewey rod. Many of you have seen these before, and you probably used them. They're really, really nice. It has a ball bearing system in the handle, so the rod itself turns freely when it goes through the rifling of the barrel. It is fitted with male threading at the end of it, but like I said, you can get adapters, and you can put an adapter on there and turn that into a female end. Also, I use Tipton rods, and the way I look at this is I'll use the Dewey rod on a lot of my long action rifles and bigger bores. I've got a 7mm. That's actually what this rifle is. We'll talk about it in just a minute. But I've got a 7mm 270. Those I usually use the Dewey rod on cleaning those. And then this Tipton, this is actually based on your 22 calibers, your 22 rifles. But Tipton makes a good rod. I don't believe it's ball bearing based. It might be. If you know for sure, you can put it in the comments. It is smooth, but it's not quite as smooth as the Dewey rod. But these Tipton rods work really good. This one's a little bit longer, and it is female at the end of it. So again, if you need it to be male, you can get an adapter for that. So we'll go ahead and put these cleaning rods up, and I just wanted to show you those. All right, so that's this side. Then over here on this side, I really just have some odds and ends, honestly. Looks like I got some choke tubes. These look like choke tubes for our Mossberg 500 that's in 20 gauge. This is the tool for changing the chokes in a Remington 870. I keep it in here. This is an extra 870 Remington choke tube. That's a modified. I think I have my turkey choke tube in it right now because it's turkey season. Just some odds and ends. A few levels for scope mounting. Looks to be Loctite here. And then just some Allen wrenches. Those are probably Allen wrenches that I use a lot. So they're up there and easy to get to. All right, let's open this box up now. This thing is not real well organized, but believe it or not, I can find everything in it. I've got some hearing protection. You always want to use hearing protection when you are out shooting your gun. Here's a cleaning implement. But okay, so what do I keep up here? First of all, Allen wrenches. You just about can't have too many of these when you're dealing with guns. Oh, by the way, on the matter of protection, I've got some safety goggles or safety glasses in here also. So as you can see, I've got a common metric, common metric size Allen wrench. This is standard size, common sizes, and then this is just another standard. That's not metric. I really like these Pro Shot Jags. Now I've got a Tipton Jag here. This is for 243 6mm. I probably use that for my I probably use that for a 243 I had. But Pro Shot makes a really good brass Jag, and as you can see, I've got several of them. I use this one for our 350 Ledge, and I use this one for our 6.5 Creedmoor 12 gauge. If you got a slug barrel, or any barrel really, got a brass Jag for that. And then a couple of wire brushes. And with these, what I tend to do now, back in the old days, I would just throw them in this clear container. But as you can see now, I try to keep them in the packaging. So when I use it, I just take it out, use it, and I'll put it back in here. So also up here, I've got a little brass wire brush. Sometimes clean those difficult, hard to reach places, or scrub stubborn powder fouling or copper fouling off of a bolt or something. But got that. Then just some various tools, channel locks, slip joint pliers. This screwdriver, I'm not real sure why that's in here, but it is. I'll show you what my screwdriver set is. This is a bore guide, and I don't believe it's set up right now for a 7mm, but my model today is this rifle. This is my model, and it is a Winchester Model 70. It's in 7mm. It's topped with a 4-power Redfield scope, and I've had this gun a long time. I really like it, and so I just thought I'd set it up to be my model. And again, we're not going to clean this gun today. It's actually clean. It doesn't need cleaned. But if you were using this bore guide, you would take your uh, bolt out, open your action up, and then the bore guide simply goes in the action like that. And then you can take your cleaning rod with your jag and everything, and instead of going straight into the action, you go into the bore guide. And here's a handy little spot right here where you can stop your patch and drop some cleaning solvent on it if you want to do it that way. It's a cleaner way to clean your gun. Also, it keeps you from, from the end of that cleaning rod bumping different parts of your gun and your breech. That can be kind of hard on them. So now I will say, confession time, I don't always use a bore guide, and I'm actually having trouble getting this one out right now, but I don't always use a bore guide, but I've got one, and it's a good idea to use one. It'll protect your breech and your action a little bit better, and it can be a little bit cleaner. It'll sometimes keep the cleaning solvent off of your table or whatever it is that you're using. All right, when you take this off, the next thing I've got my tools, and I'll show you those in just a minute. I've got patches. I'm not really brand specific on patches. I use a lot of different ones. Just cotton patches are what I use. I keep a pair of scissors in here because sometimes you got to trim the patch to fit whatever gun it is that you're using. You're always going to want to have an old rag like this in there because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll lay this out under the rifle. So when I'm using that cleaning solvent, if I do drip any down, it'll fall on this rag. But it's just good to have a rag laying around because, and again, if you want to see how I clean rifles, I'm going to link in the comments to an episode where we cleaned a rifle real good. So I'll show you how to do that. But down here in the bottom, I mean, again, I've got some random old spare parts. Looks like some scope rings, more. I'm actually going to move these up to the top, but more nylon bore brushes. But my solvents are down here, and just a couple of things. You want to have in your box a good powder solvent. Hops makes a real good powder solvent, but there's other kinds you can use. Also, you're going to want to get a good copper solvent. Again, Hops #9, and this is all gooey. I don't know what's going on down there, but Hops makes a good copper solvent, and that's a good idea to have. Here's another. This is a plastic jar version of Hops #9. I've got some Remington dry lube in here. This is a lubricant that is very, very low in viscosity. And so sometimes, if you were going to take a gun like this into the far north and hunt in just really, really sub-zero conditions, it is possible. This happened to my muzzleloader this last year in some really bad conditions. Your gun can actually freeze up. And if it's cold enough, the lubricant that you put on your gun action can actually freeze up, and it can cost you a big hunt. So dry lube is a good thing to put on them if you're going to be in really, really cold conditions. My favorite bore cleaner is, and it is so powerful, you got to keep it in an extra jar, but I like Butch's Bore Shine, and I can't even get it out of there, but this is Butch's Bore Shine, and you just take the top off there. This is a bore cleaner, and I tell you what, again, I'm not in professional shooting, but I shoot enough that I can get a gun pretty dirty, and I've never been able to get one dirty enough, that Butch's Bore Shine didn't clean it. So I'm a big fan and proponent of that, okay? Now, as far as the tools that I use, I keep this Craftsman set. This just has, it's pretty much got everything. Let's see where, oh, nope, it's from the side right here. It's got flats, Phillips, Torx, Allen tips, square tips. It's got a lot of the different tips. I don't really use the driver on this one, but also it has a really good adapter that I'll sometimes put in my other driver. But you want something that has, you know, basically all the different size flats, all the different size Phillips heads, all the different size Allen wrenches, all the different size Torx bits and square bits, because guns and scopes and rings and mounts and all that kind of stuff, they just use all kinds of different things, and so you want to be ready for anything. As far as a torque screwdriver goes, I use the Wheeler Fat. I call it the Wheeler Fat wrench. I think that's what it's actually called. It comes with a few basic sizes. Most of the time it has what you need. But what I like about this is it is a torque wrench that you can set the inch pounds on. When you are setting scope bases, when you're setting scope rings, when you're checking your you know, your lug screws that connect your you know, your bore and action to the stock, triggers, all those kind of things, they all have specific torque settings in inch pounds, and you're going to want to have a screwdriver that you can torque in inch pounds. And I like the Wheeler Fat wrench. That is my favorite. So you're going to want to get a few things like that if you're going to do things like scope mounting, and really if you're just going to own guns, because I've actually, when I buy a new rifle, first thing I do is take it home and check all the torque settings on all the screws, because I've gotten them home and had things be loose right out of the box. And so those kind of things happen. So this way you can check it and make sure everything is the way that you want it. Well, it's May in the year of the life of a hunter, and right now it's a good time to be taking care of your equipment. Next week I've got an exciting episode with my hunting partner, one of the best hunters I know. He's great with mature bucks, and we're going to sit down and talk about, we're going to start talking about deer hunting. I know it's a little bit early and not everybody's thinking about deer hunting yet, but if you're serious about this year and you want to go out and get a mature buck, the time to start getting ready for that and thinking about it is right now. So I'm going to sit down and interview him next week, and that's going to be really, really good. I hope that you'll join us for that. But as far as what you can be doing right now, you can be working on your equipment, working on your gear. And one other thing, I didn't get all this stuff overnight. This stuff's been accumulated through the years. So don't be afraid to start with nothing, okay? If you say, Matt, you know, I just don't have anything and I'm a little bit discouraged, just start by getting what you need right now, the most important things, and then maybe just make you a list of things that you want to get down the road. And I promise you, eventually, you'll get it. I have never been an extremely wealthy man, made an obscene amount of money in a year's time. I've always just kind of been a normal guy, and I've accumulated this stuff through the years. You know, and when your birthday comes around, Christmas comes around, somebody says, what do you want? Tell them a Cabela's gift card, or, you know, your favorite gun store gift card, or, you know, if you got something specific and it's in the price range they're asking, tell them what you want. And you might be surprised through the years how you can accumulate this stuff. But whatever you do, start getting it together, because you want to take care of that gear right now in May, so it'll take care of you this October, November, and December, okay? So anyway, thanks for joining us today. I've enjoyed this. I hope you have too. If I missed something or you have an idea, hit me up in the comments. I always love to hear from you. But thanks for joining us today. I'm your host, Matt Hinkle, and that's how I see it from my stand.
Thank you for listening today. Be sure to tell your buddies and follow us on your favorite podcasting platforms. Y'all take care.